Hi everybody, hope you're doing all right. Sorry, a little bit behind getting these videos done. My old phone finally died completely the other day. So this is my new phone, hopefully you'll be able to hear me better. So this is a little 10-minute standing warm up. As always, if anything doesn't feel great, it probably isn't. So just let me know and we can offer something different to achieve the same results. Okay, so we're going to come and stand, feet together, and then step toes apart, bring heels in line. And just have a roll of those ankles in and out a few times. Notice how they feel, how they move, how one side compares to the other. And then just bring them to that middle position. So you've got a little lift under the inside of each arch. And then pick up your toes, really spread those toes out. And keep them spread as the feet just relax back to the mat. Soften through the knees, and we'll just have a little tilt of the pelvis backwards and forwards a few times. So imagining the pelvis like a bowl of water, just pouring a little bit of water out of the front of the bowl and then a little bit of water out of the back. And if that's a little bit stiff and stuck, just bend the knees a bit more. Should make that movement a little bit easier. And then just coming into neutral, so the water in the bowl is level, you've got that feeling of lift through the tummy, and if you have bent your knees a little bit more, they can just come back to that nice soft position. We're going to think about widening across the collarbones. Let your head float up towards the ceiling, and as that floats up, just feel your backbone lengthening, the space in between each of those vertebrae just increasing a little bit. Imagine you've got a little bit of water running down the middle of your back. Just let those shoulder blades follow that water a little. And then think about the rib cage at the front of the body just sort of sinking and softening in. And then have some nice deep breaths here. Breathing in and that head floats up a bit further. Breathing out, just letting those shoulders sink down, the rib cage soften. Breathing in. And then breathing out. Emptying out all that air. Just a couple more breaths like that. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Growing a little taller and floating the head up as you breathe in. And just sinking down through those shoulders and softening through the rib cage as you breathe out. Okay, so keeping that rib cage nice and soft and sinking in. We're going to breathe in and take the hands up towards the ceiling and breathe out and reach them wide. And again. That's it. So just moving through those shoulders, reaching out as far as you can. Keeping the shoulders just sinking down gently as the arms float up. Trying to create lots of space through those shoulder joints as you reach wide. Okay, one more. And then we're going to pause and go the other way. So we're going to breathe in, take those arms wide and up towards the ceiling. Breathe out and just let them sink down in front. All the time, collarbones wide, head floating up, keeping the shoulder blades gently following that water down the middle of your back, and ribs sinking and softening in at the front of the body. Let's go for one more. And come down, give those arms a shake. Okay, so we're going to step one foot forward and the foot's back. So feet hip width apart to start with, both feet pointing forwards. And we're just going to see if we can bring that pelvis as square as we can. Keep that lift through the tummy so that you're nice and neutral. And then we'll float those arms up in front. We're going to do some arm opening. So we're going to breathe in, open one arm to the side. And just let the upper body follow. Breathe out and come back. Same the other way. Breathing in to open and breathing out to come back. So you'll feel it's quite different one way to the other. As you twist towards the leg that's in front of you, that's going to hold your pelvis forwards, but as you twist toward the leg that's behind you, you're going to have lots more movement because your pelvis is rotated that way as well. So it doesn't matter because we're going to change sides in a minute, so just notice how that feels one way, notice how it feels the other way. Keep the head floating up towards the ceiling, ribs just sinking in towards the backbone. Now pause. If you want to make it trickier, step that back foot behind the front one. It's going to be much more of a balance challenge now. And we'll go again. Breathing in to open, breathing out to come back. Keep those shoulders just sinking down, rib cage soft and sinking in towards the backbone. Breathing in to open, breathing out to come back again. Let's go one more each way. Last one. And then let those arms come down. We'll switch the feet over. So again, both feet pointing forwards, hip width apart to start with. Try and square that pelvis as best you can. Nice and level. Arms float up, breathing in to open. Breathing out to come back, keeping that lift through the tummy. Letting the body follow that arm. Breathing in to open. Breathing out to come back. Notice how the rotation feels in this direction. Or in each direction with this leg forward would make more sense. So, and we'll pause after this one. Step that back foot in behind the front one. Same again. So more of a balance challenge. Breathing in to open, breathing out to come back. Keep those shoulders sinking down. Ribs just sinking in towards the backbone. If those arms getting a little bit tired, just let them come a little bit lower. Keep thinking about those shoulders sinking down, head floating up. And we should still be breathing in to open and breathing out to come back. Let's go one more each side. Last one. Okay, come back to the middle. A little wiggle through those legs, a little bit more balanced work. So feet hip width apart, find that little lift under the inside of each arch, and have hands on hips. So we're just going to breathe out to float one knee up and breathe in to come back down. And the same on the other leg. So your weight's going to have to transfer across so it's above the supporting leg, but we want to think about those bony hip points staying level, shoulders staying above the hips. Just floating that knee up in front, so you fold at the front of the hip. Breathing out to float up, breathing in to come back down. Notice how your balance is on the one leg compared to the other. If that's too much for you, you could just see if you could lighten to the toes and a little touch, a little float away. Otherwise, bring that knee all the way up. So if you are happy bringing that knee all the way up, we're going to pause with that knee up this time. We're going to hold on to it with the hand on the same side, and we're going to open the other arm away and open that knee to the side. Come back to centre, switch the hands over, keep the knee pointing forward, reach that other arm back towards you and rotate towards that leg. Come back to middle, let that leg come down, float the other leg up. So hand on that same side on the knee, other arm out to the side, open that knee, come back to centre, switch the hands over, rotate towards that leg, come back to middle, and let that leg come down. Same again, float the leg up, hand on the same side on the knee, arm out to the side, open that knee to the side, come back to centre, switch the hands, and rotate towards that knee. Well done, back to middle, let that foot come down, same again. Hand on the same side on the knee, other arm reaches out, open, whoops, that knee to the side. Come back to centre and switch over. Back to middle, let that foot come down, one more each side, float that other knee up again, hand on the same side on the knee, opening out. Coming back to centre, rotating towards that knee, back to centre, let that foot come down, other one, same side, reaching and opening, back to middle, twist towards that knee, and come back to middle, and let those legs come down, wriggle through those legs. Okay, so we're going to bring our heels together and have our toes pointing out towards 2 and 10 o'clock. So you want the legs together. You want to try and find that neutral position through the pelvis. So you've really got to feel that lift through the tummy, sinking the tailbone down towards the floor. So if you made that diamond on the front of your tummy like we do when we're lying down, your thumb should be directly above your fingers. You might find that those thumbs are forward and you need to bring them back. Okay? So we're just going to do some little plies, and all the time we want to feel like these thighs, our femurs, are turning out, and you should feel your bum muscles and the tops of your legs working a little bit. So keeping pelvis neutral, we're just going to sink down, those knees track out over the middle toes, and then squeeze back up again. So knees out over the middle toes, and then squeezing those legs back together again, keeping the lift through the tummy all of the time. It's quite a sneaky little exercise this. You'll feel that it gets into those muscles around your hips and into your bottom. You shouldn't have any discomfort through your back, so if you do, stop and let me know. Really make sure you've got that lift through the tummy, tailbones dropping down towards the floor, squeezing those legs together to come back up again. Let's go 3 more like this. 2 and 1. Now hold the one leg straight, just bend the other knee, and that knee comes out, heel back down again. Same on the other side. So all the time keeping that feeling of those thighs wrapping out and around, keeping the lift through the tummy. And make sure that knee heads out again over the middle toes. Good. Let's go 1 more each side. And come back to centre. Right, check those knees, check those heels are really glued together. So we're going to sink down into our little plie, keep the knees bent, lift the heels, keeping them glued together, and then straighten up through those legs, keeping the heels glued together, and then let the heels come back down again. So into your little plie, lift your heels, keep those heels lifted as you straighten up through the legs, then heels down again. Bend through those knees. Lift the heels, keep the heels lifted as you zip those legs back together, keep the heels glued, heels back down again. Couple more, sink down, lift the heels, zip those legs together, keep the lift through the tummy, heels back down. The last one, sink down, lift the heels, zip the legs together, keep those heels glued together, heels down. Well done. Bring those legs back to hip width. I'll have a little pedal out through those legs, and we'll come and do some roll downs. So, feet under hips, knees soft, have a nice deep breath in and grow tall, and then breathing out to peel yourself gently down towards your feet. 1 little bit at a time. Check you've got equal weight into each foot. Weight towards the front of those feet. Big deep breath in at the bottom, and then breathing out, lift through the tummy, tap the tailbone, and peel yourself gently back up again. Have a breath in at the top and grow really tall. Same again, breathing out to peel forwards. Check those shoulders, stay sinking down. They're nice and relaxed all the way through. Breath in at the bottom. Breathing out, really lift the tummy, tap the tailbone, peel yourself back up again. And grow tall at the top as you breathe in. We're going to go for 2 more. Breathing out to peel down. Keep those shoulders sinking away from the ears. Deep breath in at the bottom. Breathing out, lift through the tummy, tap the tailbone, peel yourself back up again. Last one. Breathing out to peel down. We're going to pause at the bottom.
Let the fingers find the mat or rest the fingers on your shins and just pedal out through the back of your legs. Crown of the head hangs towards the floor. Shoulders drawing away from the ears. Just lifting one heel and then lifting the other. So you get that really good stretch down through the back of the straight leg. And then switching over. Okay, so if you're going to come on to the next video, we're going to walk the hands forward, come down onto the mat. If that's you for today, that's fine. Lift the tummy, tap the tailbone, arm roll all the way.